everyone, this is Michelle from the Snooze Clinic and welcome to another episode of Sleep Talk. Okay, today is the very first time we are having our pep talk segment, which features current patients who are on the CPAP, or patients who have undergone surgery to address the obstructive sleep apnea and would like to share their story. I think this is great because it kind of helps new patients or patients to be to understand what they might encounter when they start CPAP therapy or should they go for surgery. Yeah? So who do we have for today? We are really honored to have a very special guest for today's episode. And he's none other than Gerald from 987 FM. Gerald has very kindly agreed to be on our show. Well, Gerald has benefited a lot from CPAP therapy, and he has always been very keen to share with others how he has benefited from it and how others should actually come forward should they have obstructive sleep apnea. Yeah, so if you'd like to find out more, just stay tuned and listen to what Gerald has to share. Hi, Gerald.
Hello, hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Hey, thanks so much for agreeing to do this. I really appreciate it. Okay, so you know why we've gotten you on our podcast, right? Do you?
That's right, because I have tried and tested for, I think it's been about 3 years, 2.5 years already, my CPAP machine, and I want to share with people, how it's changed my life.
Awesome. Okay, so I think one of the reasons why I really wanted to get you on the show as well is because I remember when you first started, right? The very next day you actually announced it on radio.
I did.
So the thing is, I had people coming to ask me, hey, the DJ Gerald, he actually announced it on radio, like, he not paise. Then I'm like, what is there to paise about, right? So
no, I don't think it's embarrassing at all. In fact, I feel that there's always a need to actually save someone's life. Sleep apnea is very dangerous. I think I've gone through about nearly more than half my life, experiencing sleep apnea without even knowing the dangers of it. And one day, I told myself that I needed to actually look for professional help. Went to a doctor. Doctor told me, yes, I've got actually quite a serious form of sleep apnea. Because what he did was I slept overnight at the hospital. They plugged in some wires on me to actually find out what's my sleeping pattern like, and they found out that I do snore quite a bit. Why I actually went to see a doctor is because in the middle of the night I would wake up breathless, gasping for air, and it was quite scary sometimes. I have that feeling of forgetting how to breathe halfway through, and then it happened quite often, like maybe about 3 times a week, and I decided to look for some professional help, and then I found you.
Okay, don't know whether that's a good thing, yeah. Okay, so you said you actually lived many years without knowing you had sleep apnea, but at that point, did you already know about sleep apnea?
So, every time when people say that, guys snore, it's a manly thing, I feel that, maybe it's a manly thing, but it could be a problem for some people. Sleep apnea would mean that there's this blockage of your air flow from your nose all the way to your brain, and that is actually quite dangerous. So, it was many years of me thinking that I'm very manly I just if I snore it's fine, but how I got to know that it's quite serious was when I do staycations with my friends. We go on holidays together, and then all of them are always saying the same thing, and that is, Gerald, when you snore, right, it is not a usual snore. It's not a common snore. It is quite a scary one. I asked my wife, and she was like, "Yeah, I mean, it is scary, but I've gotten used to the sound. Hence, maybe I just felt like it was just another day. But when a lot of my friends who I actually go on like staycations with or like go overseas trips with, when they tell me the same thing, I'm like, okay, that's something for me to actually take note of already. It's not the same as a usual snore."
Right. Yeah, I'm really glad that you actually addressed the part about the manliness, right? Because we do have a lot of people that we come across, and when we tell them that, if you're snoring very loudly, if you're having pauses in between, and they're like, of course I snore, I'm a guy. So I'm so glad you actually mentioned this part. Okay, so everyone who's listening in, no, snoring is not a part of the manly trait that everyone is supposed to have. All guys are supposed to have. Okay, Okay, so basically you got it addressed because a lot of people were actually highlighting it to you, that your snores were disrupting everybody's sleep, and that's how you actually got going, to seek help. Yeah. So after you used the CPAP machine, or rather when you were told you had sleep apnea, were you in like disbelief, or were you already expecting it?
No, I was totally expecting it. I was like, if it's not sleep apnea, what is this? Is it me, or is it like another, form taking over me? But no, when the doctor said that, it is a serious form of sleep apnea, I was expecting it, but I was actually excited to know, what were some things I could do to actually help with the condition, and surgery is one of them. But I would, for me, I wasn't thinking of surgery as the immediate thought, because I do radio and I go on it every single day. If I go through surgery, I heard I'll be out for a month, so that's going to be quite serious. But when the CPAP machine was introduced to me, when they told me that this could actually help me with the whole breathing, way I breathe at night when I sleep, I felt, hey, you know what, maybe I should go for a try. I want to actually the first few nights it was a little bit uncomfortable, because maybe I'm just not used to like air being pushed into my nose. But that was just the first few nights, and then after that, it became like second nature already. Like if I don't have the CPAP machine, I feel that the next morning when I wake up, I am not gonna be as vigilant or as awake as other nights, and there's a huge difference. So when I go on like short trips, this was pre-pandemic, right? When I go on short trips to Japan, when I don't bring my CPAP machine, I noticed that, oh my gosh, the whole day I'll be sluggish, I'll be so tired, because with sleep apnea, right, I can't remember what were my readings like, but I think it was 70% oxygen down. So I was only breathing with a max flow of 30% oxygen, and that would mean that even though if I sleep for 8 hours, it would then just be 3 hours of sleep. So with the CPAP machine, it gave me that, it made me more awake in the afternoon. I could actually, it was very dangerous, sometimes when I drive, right, without the CPAP machine, before I got diagnosed, right, when I drive, I get sleepy, and I would just shut my eyes sometimes, and that's very dangerous. But now with the CPAP machine, with this new lifestyle, that was the thing of a past already. Yeah, that's a thing of a past. Okay. So for some of you who may not know what a CPAP machine is, you might think that it's this big, huge machine that makes a lot of sounds at night when if your partner is sleeping next to you, he or she might not be happy. No, it's actually a pretty portable machine. In fact, nowadays, they come in different shapes and sizes. It's very silent. So the person next to you may not even know that you're wearing a CPAP machine.
Yeah, in fact, the person next to you might think you're dead, right? Like, because you're not, because there's no sound.
My wife wasn't used to it for the first few weeks. She was like, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?
Are you breathing?" Right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it's good to know, that you're actually doing really, really well after using the CPAP machine. And good point as well on the, on the dozing off or wanting to shut your eyes when you're driving. Because I guess a lot of people don't realize that many accidents actually happen because people doze off, and they don't realize that it's a high chance of sleep apnea. They think they're just sleepy, right? Yeah. So is your wife getting better sleep now as well?
Definitely, yes.
Okay.
And she's so thankful for such an invention. but I also think you need to get used to it slowly. I think for the first few nights when I wore it on, it's just somehow subconsciously you will just take it off because your hands will go around your face and you just take it out. But I think through time, slowly, I got used to it, and then now it's just like a fixture on my face when I sleep. Really, if I sleep without something there, I feel like I'm not guarded somehow.
Oh dear. Like you're missing a nose, like something's missing from your face, correct. Right? Okay. So, can you share with us what was the most difficult part of using the CPAP? I know you mentioned like the first few days, subconsciously or unconsciously you might remove it because you're not used to having something in your face. But was there anything in particular? Like, was it the breathing out part, or was it just the fact that there was something physically on your face?
Yeah, I think that's just about it. The next thing would be that sometimes I will forget to bring my CPAP when I go on staycations, and that's when it is a detriment to me. But get used to having something on your face. Initially, I remember coming to you as well, asking you, is there a way to actually bring down the air pressure, because it was quite strong. And then my CPAP machine is quite special, you could actually do it remotely for me. And then I realized, hey, okay, now it's more comfortable and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's the other thing, the air pressure. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I think if I'm not wrong, if I remember correctly, part of the reason why your air pressure was also going up at the start was because of leaks and all that, and because
yes.
Right. So basically, if you remember what I said, the air pressure actually goes up, rather the airflow goes up, making it more uncomfortable when you have a leak, because the machine tries to compensate for the leak, for the loss of pressure. So I guess that was why there was the discomfort, right? So after you address the leaks, I mean, you've been a really, really, really good boy, like ideal patient, like, you will follow whatever advice lah. So I think after you address the leaks, and I guess we did lower the pressure a bit, or tweak the pressure a bit, I guess everything got better. Yeah,
that's right.
So that's good. So any other tips you have to share with the listeners? Yeah.
Okay, I've got friends, right, who, because I've become a bit of an advocate for this such a CPAP invention, and I've gone around telling my friends, hey, and it's kind of like a start of a conversation with some of my friends. I'll ask them, okay, so is your husband snoring quite a bit? And yeah, she's snoring quite a bit. Okay, please go and see someone. Somehow I think some people might have some reservations to actually go forward, to actually go find a doctor, to have yourself diagnosed. I think, as much as you're worried about your health, for example, eating well, sleeping well, or dieting even, if you're worried about your health and you want to take care of your health, I think this is equally, or in fact more important than that, because this could actually directly affect you in terms of your alertness, in terms of if you don't get help fast enough. Some people actually die from sleep apnea. They stop breathing, or they forget to breathe, and they just die in their sleep. So that's actually very scary. And my recommendation or my suggestion for friends, if they notice that their friend is having a bit of a problem when they sleep, partners, husbands, wives, and by the way, women can have sleep apnea as well. It's not just men, women snore too. And so I would recommend that you push them, you egg them on to actually go and find professional help, because this is something that changed my life, and I believe it saved my life as well. So please tell your friends to actually go forward. And it's not that scary, you know. The doctor just check the insides of your nose with what's it called, like a little
The scope, right? That little
scope thing, which is totally claimable by insurance. so that's important for some people as well, I guess. And yeah, before you know it, you know, they will tell you what to do, and life will change for you.
Okay, so well, I think just to clarify a bit, well, you're right to say that you know, it's actually very detrimental to health. But I guess most of the time, like when people do die in their sleep and all that, yeah, it might be because of the sleep apnea, but I think it's because like the heart is overworked, right? Because there's not enough oxygen, so the heart is like trying to pump like really fast and really hard so that the oxygen can be circulated. And I guess that's why like a lot of people that die in their sleep because of like a cardiac arrest or something. Yeah.
Right.
I think, yeah. Right. So just a clarification, because like, you know, like a lot of people think that they would stop breathing in their sleep and die because of that. So they get totally like panicky about it and all that, you know. So yeah, just to clarify that it's not like if you have an apnea, you would just die in your sleep. It's more of the heart being overworked. Yeah. So
because you don't have enough oxygen.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So I think you already know that. It's just that you did a shortcut explanation of it. Yeah. So I decided to elaborate more so that, you know, people don't get the wrong idea. Yeah. So other than that, I think we're very much done. Thank you so much, Gerald. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm so sure a lot of the listeners have benefited from what you've shared with us. Yeah. And yeah, this is like role reversal, right? Normally you're interviewing people, right? Okay, I'm not very good at this. I hope I wired everything correctly. But thank you so much, Gerald. Thanks.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being the advocate. I hope you'll continue to do so, because I think it's still very lacking. You know, the awareness is still very lacking in Singapore. So, yeah, continue doing your good work. And
and I hope you guys take away this, and that is, it's not that manly to snore. Yeah.
yes, take away for the day. Yes. Yeah. So, if you have any issues, right, do buzz me anytime.
Alrighty, thank you so much.
Thanks, Gerald. Have a good rest. I know you just finished your shift and you must be tired.
That's right.
Good night.
Yes, okay. With the baby and everything, it's doubly hard.
Yes. No, but just to add on, I think with the baby, because you're going to get less sleep, right? You're going to get more interrupted sleep because of the baby already. So I guess it helps to have the CPAP as well, because it kind of
course,
gives you quality sleep whenever you do get sleep.
Yeah, can you imagine if I had only 2 hours of sleep, it would be like 10 minutes of real sleep only.
Okay. All right. Hey, okay. Thanks so much again, Gerald. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Yep,
bye-bye.
Thanks, bye.
I'm back. Okay, I think there are some very important points which Gerald has highlighted in his sharing today. And one of it is actually very common that guys tend to think that, of course I snore, I'm a guy, it's normal, you know, and they tend to think that it's part of being manly. No guys, no, it's not. You don't snore loudly by default, right? If you snore loudly plus you have daytime sleepiness, and if you have hypertension, or if your family has noticed you stop breathing in the midst of your snoring, please get help, right? Please get checked, please get diagnosed. Yeah. And I think the other things which Gerald has also brought up is the danger of leaving your obstructive sleep apnea untreated. Yeah. So he did mention that before he started using the CPAP, he would actually be so sleepy, he would doze off, want to close his eyes, want to shut his eyes when he's driving. Yeah, so a lot of motor vehicular accidents actually occur because people fall asleep at the wheel. And a lot of these are actually because of obstructive sleep apnea. Yeah, unaddressed obstructive sleep apnea. Okay. I have a patient who fell asleep and knocked someone down at the pedestrian crossing. It was only then he came to me and said, look, I want to continue CPAP. Yeah. So don't wait till it's too late. Okay, don't wait till you've knocked someone down, you've killed someone, or you've killed yourself, before wanting to do something about it. Yeah, and the other thing which Gerald has also brought up is sudden cardiac death or sudden death. So there are people who actually die in the sleep. Well, it's not directly it's not directly related to obstructive sleep apnea, as in people don't die from obstructive sleep apnea. But studies have actually shown that people with obstructive sleep apnea have a higher risk of sudden cardiac death. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get a cardiologist on one of the episodes to clarify this. Yeah, but I think at least 2 studies that I've gone through have actually mentioned this, that people with obstructive sleep apnea have a high risk of heart disease, of sudden cardiac death, which includes dying in your sleep. Okay, so once again, I hope today's session has been useful, has been beneficial to all of you listening in. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email us, to contact us, and we'll try to address your questions, address your concerns ASAP. Okay, bye for now. I'll see you in the next episode. This is Michelle from the Snooze Clinic. See ya!